Hello friends, my name is Drishti and you are watching MCQ Practice Series by Drishti IAS under Target UPSC Prelims 2024. This will be our sixth set of Geography MCQs. So in today's episode, we will be talking about certain MCQs from Geography section, and there are nearly 5 videos which has already been uploaded. You can go and watch these videos along with the other subjects like history, polity, etc. So let's start with the first question of the day. Consider the following statement. The Apatani tribe lives in this area. It is a good example of vibrant cultural landscape where man and environment coexist harmoniously. Then statement 3 says the relatively flat land found here is used for wet rice cultivation, including the pisciculture. Okay. So now there are 3 statements which are given about basically this particular tribe, their practices. Okay, and they are asking you from which area they are basically belonging to. Which of the following best describe the above statement? Okay. So now option A is Namdapha National Park, B Zero Valley, C Thembang Fortified Village, then D Majuli River Island. Okay. So now when we are talking about the practice which is there, that is rice cultivation. So first of all, in national parks such cultivations are not allowed. Okay. They are talking about you can say they are living in a particular area with a symbiotic relations with the culture. Okay. So when we are talking about this particular description, Zero Valley is the area wherein we can find this particular tribe, that is Apatani tribe. Okay, and it is in Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, so option B would be a right answer. Here you can see Zero Valley presents an example of Apatani civilization that has upheld coexistence of humans and nature with perfection for centuries. Okay, so when we are talking about this particular kind of civilizational or cultural aspects, these are found in the lower ranges of eastern Himalayas. Okay, and in the northeastern states of Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, in India, inhabited by the Apatani tribe. Now when we are talking about the practices, here you can see there are various festivals, intricate handicraft design, skilled craftsmen in the bamboo and the cane art, and vibrant traditional village councils. These traditional village councils are also known as bullions. Okay, so now this is important for your prelims. Okay, other than that, when we are talking about this particular thing, it is it has presented Zero Valley as a vibrant cultural landscape when the coexistence of such traditions, ritual, spiritual belief system not only promotes the mutual dependence between the humans and environment, but also harmoniously coexist in a symbiotic existence. Okay, so this is about a particular tribe, that is Apadani, and a civilization related to it, or the culture which is related to it, and mostly you will be finding these in the northeastern region or the Himalayas, and basically in Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, so I hope this is clear. One more fact you can remember is that vibrant traditional village councils are there, that is called bullions. Okay. Question number 2 says, with regard to the Marshall Island, which has been in the news recently, consider the following statements. Okay, so there are 3 statements given. It is located north of the equator in the Pacific Ocean. Okay, so when we are talking about this particular, you can say Marshall Islands, so yes, they are located north of the equator. Okay, then it has recognized sovereign as its official currency, which will be the first valid cryptocurrency. Okay, so this is also correct. This is why it was in news. And then when we are talking about the Kwajalein Atoll, okay, Kwajalein Atoll is a US military based and missile testing range. So this is also correct. Okay, now when we are looking at the question, it is asking you the incorrect statement. So option D would be a right answer, because all of the statements are correct here. Okay, now see the explanation here. When we are talking about these Marshall Islands, they are located in the Pacific Ocean, west of the international date line and north of the equator. Okay, so here you can see when we are talking about these Kwajalein Islands, these are somewhere over here. Okay, and you know that there is this international date line which is passing through Oceania, and that is basically not a straight line, that is tweaked because of the time related issues. Okay, so that is one thing, and it is north of the equator. This is your equator, we can say, and this is north of the equator. Okay, so that is correct. It is located between Australia and these Hawaii Islands of USA. Okay, and when we are talking about this particular Marshall Islands, it is a group of, you can say, islands which is found over here. Okay, now moving back, these atolls are deposit of corals. Okay, and we have, in the geography discussions, in the environmental discussions, we have discussed about the corals and how these reefs are, what is atoll, what is fringe corals, etc. All these things we have already discussed. Okay, Now these atolls are deposit of corals and can on the crater periphery of the submerged volcanoes. Okay. Now talking about the currency here, the sovereign country under a compact of free association of USA, and they have concluded in 1986 and renegotiated in 2003. So earlier it was under USA, and then they have become a, you can say, free country, and they used to use this dollar, okay, earlier. Now when we are talking about the defense and security of the Marshall Islands, that is within USA's domain, and this 𝐏𝐤𝐬 atoll, it is given to lease to USA by this particular Marshall Islands, and there is a base, military base, which has been established over here. Okay, so that is about your Marshall Islands. Please remember these small islands from the, you can say, Pacific Ocean and the Indian Ocean regions. These are quite important because UPSC has this tendency to ask questions regarding that. Okay, now moving further, question number 3 says that match list 1 with list 2 and select the correct answer using the code given below. List 1, there are certain phenomena, or you can say certain places which are given. Corresponding to that, their explanations, or you can say other things, are relatively given. Okay, so when we are talking about the golden triangle, so golden triangle is related to your this opium growing region of Southeast Asia. Okay, you must have heard about the countries like Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand. These countries are basically you can say the opium growing you can say countries of Southeast Asia. Okay, then Bermuda Triangle, you must have heard about this particular triangle. This is placed in North Atlantic Ocean, or it is found in North Atlantic Ocean. Then Far Eastern Rice Bowl, so basically Myanmar is considered as Far Eastern Rice Bowl, and Red Basin is basically your China. Okay, so here you can say the answer would be like your 2, 4, 1 and 3. So Bombay would be your right answer. Okay, so right, correct explanations are given over here. You can go through that. Now moving further, question number 4. The correct sequence of lakes in Suez Canal area from north to south is, okay, there are 4 lakes which we will be talking about. One is Timsha, then Little Bitter Lake, Great Bitter Lake, and Manjula. Okay, so these are the lakes. We will see them on the map here first, and then we'll come to the options. Okay, so now they are talking to you from the order from north to south. So let's see, we'll start with the north here, that is Port Said. Now when we are talking about the Suez Canal, it is a canal which is connecting Mediterranean Sea to your Red Sea. Okay, so it is starting from the Port Said and ends at the Port Suez. Okay, now here you can see at the top here there is this Al Manjala. Okay, so there is this small lake, that is your Manjala, and then afterwards you can come to little south here, that lake Timsha is there. Okay, so that is the second one. Then the Greater Bitter Lake, this is your Greater Bitter Lake, and then this is this Little Bitter Lake. Okay, so when we are talking about the order here, so you can say first is Manjula, then Timsha, then Greater Bitter Lake, and then Lower Bitter Lake. Okay, so here you can see Timsha, then there is Manjula. Sorry, first is Manjula, then you have Timsha, then Greater, and then Little. So option D would be your right answer. Okay, so when we are talking about this particular area here, this is your Sinai Peninsula. This is basically your Sinai Peninsula. Okay, it is located in between Asia and Africa. And then when we are talking about the Suez Canal, you know that it is constructed at this isthmus. Isthmus is nothing but basically land which is connecting two continental you can say land areas. So that is isthmus, and from this isthmus they have created this canal so that directly there can be a route to the Mediterranean. Okay, so connecting Red Sea with the Mediterranean Sea. Port Said is located on the Mediterranean coast, which we have already seen, and Port of Suez is located on the Red Sea coast. Okay, now Lake Manjula, Lake Timsha, Great Bitter Lake, Little Bitter Lake are the you can say order from your north to south. Now question number 5. Consider the following statement. Andes is the longest mountain range in the world. Its length is about 7,000 kilometers. Second statement is, it is distributed along western coast of South American continent in Venezuela, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, Bolivia, Chile, and Argentina. Okay, so let's see the map over here first. Here you can see these are your Andes. Okay, these are basically expanse of Andes. Andes are the longest mountains. These are nearly 7,000 kilometers long. Okay, so that statement 1 is correct. Then when we are talking about the distribution, here you can say it starts somewhere from the Venezuela over here. Okay, and then here you can say we have Colombia, we have Ecuador, then we have Peru, then we have Chile, and some part of Argentina over here is also have some Andes over there. Okay, so option B is also right. Right option would be option C. Okay, I mean statement 2 is also right. and the right option will be your option C, both 1 and 2. Now question number 6. Consider the following pairs. There are certain rivers given, and then you have to tell where these rivers are meeting with the oceans. Okay. Now when we are talking about the Mekong River, they have given the Andaman Sea. When we are talking about Mekong, these are going to the South China Sea. Okay. So that is incorrect. Then when we are talking about Thames, Thames goes to English Channel. Okay. Then Volga goes to Caspian Sea, that is correct, and Zambezi goes to Indian Ocean, that is also correct. So you can say option 3 and 4, option C would be your right answer. Okay. When we are talking about Mekong starts from Tibet and passes through China's Yunnan province, Myanmar, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, and then join in the South China Sea in the form of small streams. Okay. So when we are talking about the river Thames, Thames is called as Ganga of London. Okay, you must have heard about or you can say mention of such rivers in the movies. Okay, and it is falling into the English Channel. Then Volga River is the main river of Russia, and it is originating from the Valde mountain in Russia and then falls into the Caspian Sea. Okay, it forms the larger delta in that particular region. Then Zambezi River is found in, you know that it is found in African continent. Okay, and it falls in the Indian Ocean. Okay, now next is question 7. Which of the following pairs are correctly matched or are matched? So when we are talking about the Point Nemo is an area which is, you can say that, most isolated area or most remote area on the earth. So this is correctly matched because it is talking about most desolate place on the earth. So this is correctly matched. Then Velong, when we are talking about the Velong city, it is the easternmost city. Okay. When we are talking about the easternmost point of India, that is different. You can answer in the comment box that what is the easternmost extreme point of India. Okay, you can answer in the comment box. Now, when we are talking about Velong city, it is the most easternmost city of India. It is in the state of Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, then Rishikulia beach. So when we are talking about this Rishikulia beach, these are nesting sites for the olive ridley turtles. Olive ridley turtles. Okay, so these three are correctly matched. You can say option D is your right answer. We can talk about this Point Nemo. Here you can say this is the point. This is somewhere between, you can say, in the Pacific region. This is New Zealand, and then this is your South America. And here we find this particular point, that is Point Nemo, and it is loneliest point on earth. Okay, and it is also called as the oceanic point of inaccessibility. Okay, so that is Point Nemo. Here there are certain facts which are given about the you can say Nemo. It is also called as the cemetery for the you can say spacecrafts. Okay, here you can say this is also called as the Mir Space Station, or basically this is cemetery for the spacecraft which are falling inside the seas. Okay, so that is about your Point Nemo. Okay, and then coming to the Walong town, this was in news because recently, you know that because of the issues on the Myanmar border, China border, so China is trying to go for some kind of activities on the tri-junction of China. This is China, this is Myanmar, and this is India. Okay, on the tri-junction somewhere over here, China is quite active right now. So considering that there should not be a situation like Doklam, which happened somewhere over here, so such situation can be avoided. That is why India has gone for the more military presence over here. And when we are talking about the that particular area, the tri-junction, that is 80 kilometers away from 50 kilometers away from this Welong town. Okay, so this is the location of Welong in Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, so we are saying that it is the easternmost city in India. Okay, so that is correct. Now Rishikulia beach in the Odisha region, we find this particular beach of Rishikulia. There is this Rishikulia river. Okay, on the mouth of that particular river, these are basically your nesting sites of the olive ridley turtles. These are called as Aribada. Okay, so this thing can be important for you because that can be, the question has been asked by UPSC regarding this, so that can be even more important. Rishikulia Rukri beach. Okay, it is a nesting site for the olive ridley turtles, and this is also called as Aribada. Okay, now question number 8. So when we are talking about the question number 8 here, there are certain features which are given, and in front of that there are explanations given. We have to see that which are correctly matched. Okay, indented coastline. So when we are talking about indented coastline, these are basically coastlines with small narrow bays and caps, or you can see there will be a more cut in which there will be oceanic water. Okay, so a long very winding coastline which consists of many small narrow bays and caps, these are called indented coastlines. This is correct. Then blizzard storms. Blizzard storms are basically very extreme cold storms and high winds, and there will be a small presence of snow in them. Okay, so these are basically called blizzards. Here you can say very strong and extremely cold wind accompanied by the snow, and which blows especially over the polar regions. Okay, so this is also correct. Then lumbering. When we are talking about lumbering, this is basically a phenomena wherein you can say woods are cut in forest, and then the cutting, then making logs of it, and then transporting it to one place to another. This whole process is called lumbering. Okay, and the people who are working over here are called lumberjacks. Okay, so these three are correctly matched. So option D would be your right answer. So here you can see the indented coastline is a very long rugged coastline and many small narrow bays and capes. Here you can say this is very, you can say, rugged coastline, and because of which there are various lagoons, or you can say water bodies, which are entering inside the continent. Okay, so here you can say there is this water body which is entering inside the continent somewhere like this. So all these things are present, and these are called indented coastline. Okay, then when we are talking about the blizzards, we have already seen it is strong and extremely cold winds along with the presence of snow. Then when we are talking about the lumbering, that is basically a process wherein cutting and felling of trees is done, and then logs are made out of it and transported from one place to another. These are the people who are working here are called lumberjacks. Now question number 9. So with reference to the Indus river system, of the following 4 rivers, 3 of them pour into one of them and then join Indus directly. Among the following, which of the following river is joining the Indus directly? So basically they are saying that in the Indus river system there are 4 rivers. Out of these 4 rivers, 3 are joining a particular stream. Okay, and they are asking about this particular stream which is directly joining the Indus river. Okay, so when we are talking about this, that is option D is your right answer, wherein here you can say in the map, this is your main Indus river. Okay, and then there is this Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas and Satluj. So Beas is falling into Satluj, and then the Jhelum is falling into Chenab, Ravi is falling into Chenab, then Chenab and Satluj are meeting, and Satluj is directly meeting with the Indus river. Okay, so ultimately Satluj is the river which is directly meeting the Indus river. Okay. So option D is your right answer. Now question number 10. Consider the following rivers: Brahmani, Nagavli, and then Subarnrekha and Vamsdhara. So which of the following rivers are rising from the eastern Ghats? Okay, so when we are talking about the rivers like Brahmani and then Subarnrekha, these are the rivers of Odisha, and these are in the upper side of Odisha. Okay, and then we are talking about the lower side, then Nagavali and this Vamsdhara are the rivers which are flowing in the lower side of the you can say Odisha, which are having some kind of expanse of eastern Ghats. Okay, so 2 and 4 is your right answer over here. Option B would be your right answer. Here you can see when we are talking about this river like Subarnrekha somewhere over here, and when we are talking about the Brahmani, this is somewhere over here, and these are the upper part of the Odisha, and here you can see the lower part of Odisha somewhere over here we have the rivers like Nagavli and the Vamsdhara. Okay, so here you can see over here somewhere over here we have this lower part of Odisha and Andhra Pradesh, and from where this Nagavli river is originating, and that is why it is originating from the eastern Ghats. Okay, then second river over here you can say Vamsdhara river. This is similarly, it is also somewhere over here, it is originating from Odisha, and then it is also a river originating from the eastern Ghats. Okay, so option right, Nagavli and the Vamsdhara 2 and 4 will be right answer. Option B is correct. Now the last part, that is a practice question for you. Consider the following statement: the Global Ocean Commission grant license for seabed exploration and mining in the international waters. Second statement is India has received license for seabed mineral exploration in international waters. 3 is the rare earth mineral are present on the sea floor in international waters. Which of the following statements are correct? Okay, so out of these statements you have to choose the correct statements and accordingly match with the code which are given below, and then you can reply in the comment box. With that, I would like to take your leave. Have a good day. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.